If you're relocating to Raleigh, North Carolina, today we are walking and driving one of the most popular places to live in all of Raleigh.
And I know if you've heard about Cary, heard about Apex, but Holly Springs is becoming one of the most desirable places to live for relocators just like you.
Because here in Holly Springs, you have access to top Wake County schools. You have all the shopping and dining that you could ever want at your feet. And you also have massive, affordably priced new construction. The home that I'm in right now, we'll be touring at the end of the video. It has 6 bedrooms and some pretty crazy rate incentives that the builder is throwing out, so stay tuned for that. In this video, we're showing you everything you need to know about living in Holly Springs so you can figure out if it's the right place for you and your family to call home. Yeah, we're here at Town Hall Commons off of Main Street. As you can tell, everything is very nice and there is a lot of shopping and dining at your feet. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it kind of blows my mind that this is the heart of downtown Holly Springs. Most downtowns that we've toured here on the channel, they're cute, they're quaint, but they're pretty small and usually pretty old. But everywhere you turn here, you have brand new shopping and dining, you have rooftop restaurants and bars, things that you typically wouldn't expect in a downtown. And I don't know about you, but I actually prefer this downtown more than what we saw in Apex or even in Wake Forest.
Yeah, I can agree with you. And here you're losing that historic, very nice charm from this places. But I mean, if you're into the more like modern, well-planned downtown, this is it, man.
Oh, 100%. All right, now we are in the car and we're gonna check out the surrounding area around downtown. And like most downtowns, it's gonna be very mixed, right?
Yes, we're gonna see a little bit of everything from historic and everything in between, man.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Things are gonna get very mixed when you're near downtown. You know, you go on one street and you have brand new construction, and then the next street has historic homes, and then you have stuff built in the 2000s. Classic example, we're driving through an established kind of starter single family neighborhood here where you can find homes in the 3s and 4s, which is very affordable for our market. And then right when we get outside of that, look at this gaudy new construction. They've done tear downs, and so we will see that trend happening, right? Where we have gigantic new construction being built on old lots.
And what I appreciate is that even though those houses, there are some neighborhoods that the houses are older, they're in very good shape, man.
They are, yes. And Holly Springs is a very tight community. People here do tend to take care of their houses and take a lot of pride in living in Holly Springs. And the new construction does help, because one thing that we found touring places like Apex and even, you know, especially Cary, is that because there's literally no new construction, and not everybody's a huge fan of having like new construction right next to older communities. I get that. And living inside of kind of the downtown core of Holly Springs is not going to be for everyone, but it is a really cool area.
It is a pretty cool area, man. Very clean. And what I also noticed, Ben, is that lots are larger, man.
Lots are lots larger, yes. So even near the downtown of Cary, for example, everything was very, very tight. And yet here, I mean, look at all the space that is still here, which is why they're going to be developing for a long time.
Of course.
In the future, going in Holly Springs. Now, we are actually only about, what, 1 to 2 minutes away from some of the top schools in Holly Springs. And that is probably the #1 reason why people are moving to the area. And now we've kind of made it into more the historic side of Holly Springs, which is super cute and quaint and definitely shows the history behind the city, I think.
Yes, that's what I really love about downtowns here in North Carolina. There's a lot of historic places, and they keep that charm, man. And if we look over here to our right, look at
that's so gorgeous.
Benjamin.
They have so many cool things here.
I think there might be a coffee shop nearby.
Yeah, so there is actually, and I was thinking we should probably stop there. I've heard really cool things about it.
And check this out. We're right in downtown. We're in the historic side of Holly Springs, where you get like local boutique shops, and we're here in a historic home, and it's a local coffee place called Fables Books and Cafe, man. It's beautiful. Makes me want to drink coffee every day.
Got the coffee secured.
Got the coffee, man.
What's really cool is they have an entire like estate here where you can go sit down, you can enjoy your coffee. They have a bunch of tables up front as well. We can overlook kind of like the historic street with all the other historic homes. It's a really cool area.
Yeah, man, really cool. On the inside, I was blown away.
I have never seen a coffee shop like that in my life.
If I had kids, this is the place where I would take them early in the morning, summertime, before hitting the parks. I'll hit this real quick, get myself a coffee. Amazing. Man, it's a good start.
What more can you ask for? So this school right here is Holly Springs Elementary School. And it's one of the older, more established schools, and yet it continues to be highly ranked and highly sought after by families that are relocating here.
Yes, and literally minutes away from the core of downtown. I mean, we do see a lot of neighborhoods nearby. So those neighborhoods are high in demand and top-rated schools within Wake County public school system.
Yeah, and let's talk about Wake County because it covers Apex, Cary, North Raleigh, all the areas that are touted for its schools. Wake County Schools is one of the best school systems as far as rankings go in the state, and we get families from all over the country who are moving here specifically for the schools.
Yeah, and hey, you can go to niche.com, find out for yourselves. But yeah, top-rated schools, Wake County, man.
And all we did was drive about a minute down the road, and we're already at another top elementary school. This is going to be Holly Ridge.
Yes. And here in Holly Springs, man, this is called like the schools corridor. Basically, you have all the schools nearby, like 1 mile away, less than 5 minutes away. So if you have kids at age 8 and at age 15, you just make one quick stop all throughout the way.
Which is super, super convenient because I don't want to have to be driving all over the city and then make it to work on time.
Oh, yes.
And what's really cool is we're going to talk about this later in the video, but not only do you have all the schools close to each other, we also have top employers that are stationed with offices and headquarters here in Holly Springs, which is something that we don't see in some of the other Raleigh suburbs. That's going to be really cool to check out as well. Yeah. And the neighborhoods that are right off these schools, they're super nice.
They are, man, and like walking distance basically from schools.
We're across the street right now.
Yeah, across the street. And this neighborhoods look super established, man.
Yes. Yeah, they were built within the last 20 years, so they're not super old, but they're not, of course, brand new.
Yeah.
But like, look at the trees kind of canoping over the road when you drive through. And you already know they've got a nice amenity center. I'm going to turn this camera around in a second, and you're going to see the amount of like pool and slides and all sorts of fun stuff they have going on. Wow, that's like really nice. But if you thought that neighborhood was crazy, just wait until we get into the next neighborhood. It's considered one of the top places to live in all of Holly Springs and arguably in the whole triangle.
Yes, we get calls from that every day and they're like, hey, we want to go to that neighborhood in Holly Springs, man.
That's exactly right. Now, before we reveal what that neighborhood is, if you are thinking about relocating to Raleigh, whether that is in Holly Springs, Apex, Cary, or any of the other top suburbs, then we help people just like you every single day relocate and find the right place to call home. If that's you, call the number at the bottom of the screen. You can scan that QR code or click that link in the description and set up a time to chat with our team. All right, so I'm seeing some pretty nice homes. What neighborhood are we in right now?
Okay, so we're in one of the most popular neighborhoods for families, and that would be Sunset Ridge, man.
Now, Sunset is a master plan development, meaning there's a bunch of micro neighborhoods within Sunset, leading from like your luxury giant homes down to more your starter, right?
Yes.
And because there's a bunch of different neighborhoods that make up Sunset, you have a bunch of different amenity centers sprinkled throughout a large chunk of Holly Springs that are all connected. And all these micro neighborhoods, they feel very connected because it's well planned.
Yes, exactly. And the good thing is, they're very close together, all these neighborhoods, but each one of them has their own things to do, right?
And their own vibes, right? The architecture, the home features, they're going to cater to different people with different tastes.
Yes. And what I love about neighborhoods, and mostly like established neighborhoods, is that every house has its own character, man.
It doesn't feel cookie cutter.
Yes, no cookie cutter. So if you're raising a family, you have larger lots, character house, nearby schools, amenity center. You're like, why would you leave Holly Springs, to be honest?
100%. And I think what's most impressive is that the prices of the homes here, the average is around $600,000, but you can find homes in the 4s and 5s.
Yes.
Of course, you can find homes that are larger. For example, we're actually heading towards the higher end of Sunset, which backs up against its own private lake, Sunset Lake.
Yes. And that area that you're mentioning, Ben, aside from the lake, you have the golf course right there.
Yes.
So let's talk about home prices over there. You have a lake and a golf course.
We love our golf courses here in Raleigh. The truth is, you can't go anywhere without finding a golf course.
That is true. That is true.
I mean, we really lean into like the nature aspect, and I mean, you can see how just wooded it is everywhere you go. So having lakes, having trails, that just comes with the territory if you're making the move to Raleigh, and Holly Springs is definitely included in that.
Yes.
Here we are, Sunset Lake Village. This is the higher end of the whole Sunset subdivision, and the houses that we are seeing in here, not only are they huge and they got a lot of space on the lots,
I love that, man.
but these houses are literally backing up against the lake. They could walk down to their dock, get on a kayak, and go out and have a good time.
Dude, sign me up for one of these.
Sign me up, and especially today, good weather, sun's out. I would love to be on the lake. And what's surprising is, as nice of a neighborhood as this is, most of the homes here are in the 600s and 700s range.
I think that's a very good price, especially being nearby the lake, being nearby other amenities. And of course, the closer you are to the lake, or if you're next to the lake, we're looking at over $1 million homes, right?
Yes. The fact that you get really nice homes with all the amenities, the outdoor nature, being near the top schools, near downtown, all that in the 600s and 700s here is just very, very impressive. And don't forget that later in the video, we are going to be taking a look at brand new construction.
Oh, yes.
That is actually even slightly cheaper than what we're seeing in these established neighborhoods. So make sure you stay tuned for that. It'll be very interesting.
It will, and there aren't many.
There aren't many. So we just parked the car. It literally is like we're in the middle of a forest right now.
I love it.
We're actually inside of the neighborhood.
Yes.
And so what we were saying is you could pull up your car, or you could literally take the mini trail systems like that one behind me. Actually, there's someone back there walking from their house into all the nature. And then the lake is actually right back here. And then you walk out here and all of a sudden there's this long boardwalk. You're literally overlooking this gorgeous dam. There's turtles and all sorts of wildlife down in there.
Man.
And then literally behind you is a giant private lake. You wouldn't even know it's here.
No, you wouldn't.
Unless you were walking around in the neighborhood. And then you find yourself stumbling upon this. It's absolutely crazy.
Crazy.
Now, if you're a family and you're relocating to Holly Springs, now your kids are probably going to be doing sports, right?
Yes, they will. I hope they do.
I grew up doing basketball and soccer, and guess what? What we are rolling up to right now is Ting Park, and I'm about to throw up a drone. You're going to see just how expansive and crazy nice this area is. We're also going to get out and kind of walk around because this is just one of those places where you're going to come here pretty much every single week.
It's a local favorite. All right, so now we're inside Ting Park, and honestly, it's got whatever you want, from baseball fields to soccer fields to playground to open green spaces if you just want to run around. So this what makes this a local favorite, man. Look,
this place gets absolutely crazy when they throw on games. Nice stands, nice new field, and this is just one section of what makes up Ting Park. You know, they've got some pretty nice batting cages over here. You want to work on your swing?
Dude, I need to.
Behind us, we got full-on batting cages. You can go work on your swings in your free time.
And here on our right, we have some soccer fields. I do call it football.
Of course.
Man, look at this. Beautiful, dude.
We got the Wake Football Club.
Yes. And I've heard that Raleigh wants to include a team to the MLS pretty soon, man.
I have heard about that. We'll see if it happens, but this is a super nice turf.
It is.
Everything here is pretty new, and we're out here early in the day, so not a lot of people, but imagine this place just filled with people, games going on, people in the batting cages. After we hit some soccer, you want to do some tennis and some pickleball, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 6 courts out here.
Man.
And actually, there's basketball and more courts. Past there, you can barely see it.
So you can do anything you want, man. Anything you like.
Anything you want here. This is the sports complex, by the way, free to the public from the town of Holly Springs. What's really cool is we're about to drive literally just across the street, and we're going to be in the main strip with a huge established shopping center that pretty much everyone in Holly Springs is going to use on a daily basis.
Super excited.
Okay, now we are back on the road. We're on Highway 55, and this is what takes you straight up into Apex, into Cary, the rest of Triangle. This is also how you're going to get back to Raleigh.
Yeah, main connector.
Yep. From here, kind of on the north side of Holly Springs, you're looking at about 25 minutes to downtown Raleigh. You're also looking at roughly 30 minutes, plus or minus, depending on traffic, to get up to the Research Triangle Park, where a lot of our top employers are. Think Lenovo, Cisco, IBM, and the International Airport. And this is the main entrance into Holly Springs, right?
Yes, it is.
And what's really cool about that is the moment you enter Holly Springs, you have Ting Park off to the left, and then you have the largest main shopping center in Holly Springs off to the right here at the town center.
Yeah, Holly Springs Town Center, man. You have everything you need from shopping, dining. If you're thinking about, I need to buy something, a shirt, something for school, this is the place you're gonna hit.
Yep, you got Target, you got Dick's, pretty much anything that you would want and that you would regularly go to. So your Starbucks, you want to go out to a nice meal, you want to go out to a chain restaurant, you want to grab coffee,
you want to catch a movie,
this is where you would go. So there's going to be multiple sections that make up town center. It's massive, and it's all conveniently located off of 55. So, and they're constantly adding like new shopping and dining in here, and a lot of the town center is going to be pretty new, which is nice.
That's what I like, man. They got everything here. Even they got a First Watch, dude. That's one of my favorite breakfast joints.
You gotta try it.
Yeah, you gotta try it, but you gotta come early because it closes quickly.
That's exactly right. There's your AMC that you talked about.
Yes.
You could spend a lot of time driving around here and looking at all the different shops. They got some really cool places. Again, both local and non-local. Good mix of both.
I love it, man. You can do anything.
And have you tried Blaze Pizza? Because Blaze Pizza is actually surprisingly one of the best pizzas that I've had. Yeah.
Huh, no, I have not.
Well, you gotta try it out.
I'll try it. I'll go watch a movie at AMC and then hit the pizza.
The pizza? You're gonna do what now? Is that a dance move? And honestly, the section we just went through, that's the older section of the town center.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. So the deeper that you go into Holly Springs, we're going to see nicer, we're going to see even newer when it comes to shopping. And what's really cool about the shopping center is that not only is it massive, but it's at the center of Holly Springs. So all the surrounding neighborhoods that we're going to be featuring, they have like a 5-minute drive or less to get into here. And to show you how expansive it is, we're going to throw up the drone.
Let's do it.
So crazy nice shopping center.
Oh, yes.
Super convenient. That's one reason why people love Holly Springs. Literally, we're right behind that shopping center. And as you can tell, it is opened up like crazy.
Yes.
We have the Fables Academy, which is one of the top private schools here in the Triangle. There's multiple locations. And then you're seeing brand new corporate offices that have been built out here where there is still land, which is something we're not seeing in places like Apex and Cary at all.
Exactly. They're still left in Holly Springs. And that's what we're seeing, like houses, man. The neighborhoods have houses with larger lots. I mean, that's always great, especially if you have a big family. You want to have a very nice backyard, be walking distance from your school, be close by shopping centers. What else?
It's an easy sell, and you know, we're going to talk more about kind of the cons, why people don't like living in Holly Springs. Spoiler alert, the biggest one is going to be the commute. So the reason people love Cary, for example, is not only is it nice, but it is the most convenient in terms of location to all the jobs and everything. Now, one thing that Holly Springs has done really, really well to fix that problem is they've brought all the major employers to Holly Springs. So we are literally 2 minutes away max from one of the top employers in the Triangle in the biotech space, which is a huge sector for our market, and that is...
That's Fujifilms.
Fujifilms. So this isn't just like this tiny little outreach, center.
Not.
This is a huge, huge station that employs a lot of people who work in Holly Springs. And Fujifilm is not the only big company that has relocated or put another office inside of Holly Springs. For example, VinFast is a massive EV maker, and they've recently relocated to Holly Springs.
Wow.
And the truth is, because there's so much land here and a lot of people who need jobs and don't want to commute 30 plus minutes, they're going to keep bringing companies into this area, making it even more convenient to live and work inside of Holly Springs.
I mean, it's growing massively. And like you said, it's all about convenience. If you don't want to drive 40 minutes, to Raleigh, to the top employers in the Research Triangle Park, you can find a job here. Stay within Holly Springs, man.
Yeah, and what surprises most people is the average income in Holly Springs is equivalent to those who live in Morrisville or Cary or Apex. So you're not taking a price cut, you're not taking a commute cut, and then you get access to all the shopping centers, the great, cost of living when it comes to the houses.
So, I mean, it is a pretty good deal then.
It is a pretty good deal.
Now, Ben, right across the street from the top employers like Fuji, we are in one of the most desirable neighborhoods in whole Holly Springs. And honestly, throughout Raleigh, this is sought for a lot.
It's up there, right?
It's up there, man.
Yeah, this is one of the most gorgeous neighborhoods. It's packed with a golf course. Of course, it's packed with so many amenities. And the homes in here are not only pretty new, but they are gorgeous. Some of these are like kind of mega mansions.
They're amazing.
This is definitely one of my favorite neighborhoods. Before we kind of get into it, we did want to let you know about our suburbs quiz that we've recently created. It's a free tool that you can use to figure out what are your top 3 areas in Raleigh that you should be looking at for your relocation. You can go to www.raleighncguide.com/quiz and use that for yourself today. And of course, if you want more hands-on support with finding the right place to go home and negotiating a really good deal on the house of your dreams, then give us a call at the number below, scan that QR code, or just click that link in the description. Now, I don't think we've said the neighborhood name yet, have we?
We have not.
All right, well, we can go ahead and reveal it.
All right, so the neighborhood is called 12 Oaks.
12 Oaks. You better remember that name because this is, again, it just has that big reputation.
It does.
For so many reasons.
Yeah, and I feel like if you are within Raleigh or even anywhere you are in the US and you're thinking about buying a home in Raleigh for your family, even if you ChatGPT it anywhere you go, 12 Folks will be right on that list, man.
Yes, yeah, it's going to be on every list, and we're going to give you reasons why you'll love it, and we'll also give you reasons why you may not like it. And you got to also understand that because it's so huge, there's different sections. Some sections have garages in the back, some sections are more entry level, and then other sections are $1 million plus price points. That is, probably not in the price range for a lot of families relocating here for the first time. But the big thing is there's a good mix of everything in here for wherever you are.
And the price ranges, man, we can see ranges going from $500,000 to over $1 million.
Exactly. So what we're looking at is very new homes, lots of amenities, and they're selling for way less than what older homes are going for in both Apex and Cary. So what you get in here is almost new construction. And keep in mind, at the end of the video, we are still going inside of actual brand new construction with some really cool rate incentives that Holly Springs has. But this is like the next best thing. You get homes that are 5-10 years old.
If you're into new constructions,
Yep. And what they're making right now as far as new construction, it's not going to be as well planned and have as much amenities as 12 Oaks has.
That's the thing, man.
Yeah, this is one of those neighborhoods where families who buy into it, they tend not to sell very often. You're going to see people stay in their homes longer in this type of area.
Yes.
Because once you realize that you have shopping, amenities, you have jobs, and you have schools all within like 5 minutes of your neighborhood, I mean, how are you going to move out?
You're going to stay here forever, and I think you get to love this place real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the actual golf course is super nice. I know a lot of people who go golfing all the time at 12 Oaks. The membership to the golf, of course, is not going to be forced into your HOA. So if you don't feel like hitting the greens every day, you don't have to pay for it. But a lot of people do love having those golf course amenities and the scenery. So having the optional access to this kind of clubhouse and the golf and everything is just something that definitely is...
It's worth looking at.
It's worth looking at.
Now, Ben, the question is, do you think the prices here in 12 Oaks are worth it?
Well, that's subjective, obviously, but I would say if your primary goal is just price of the house, like getting, newer house for the money, it's not bad, but the new construction that we're going to show, I'd say is the better deal. But to have homes where you don't have a lot of maintenance, they're brand new almost, and have this much amenities, like we said, is really hard to find elsewhere, then I'd say, and I think location-wise, new construction in Holly Springs at this point, it does mean that for the most part, you're going to more the outskirts, versus this is so tightly tied in with
Yes.
everything that we've shown from shopping and jobs and everything, that it just is the most convenient, nice neighborhood. And so for a lot of people, there's gonna be good fits in here that are gonna make the most sense.
Yes. And that's one other thing that we've seen here in Holly Springs. When you're inside Holly Springs, it feels that the distances are very short, but still the build is so massive and the larger lots that it makes you feel like, whoa, I'm in a big piece of land that's actually small.
I think you're getting to the core of the vibe behind Holly Springs, which is it's secretly a massive town with everything that you need.
It is.
And I think that's why right now we're seeing a lot of people skip over Cary, skip over Apex, and go straight to Holly Springs when relocating to the area.
It feels like everything is next to each other, like a mile away, 2 miles away, 3 miles away, schools, shopping, neighborhoods, everything, dude. Even like the Fuji Films is like across the street from 12 Oaks. So, I mean, super convenient.
And literally right outside of the neighborhood is a brand new shopping center.
Love it.
Gorgeous, definitely kind of like that upscale modern vibe in here, which I'm a big fan of personally.
And what we saw back then in Cary, that from every neighborhood you had access to shopping nearby, that's sort of what we're feeling here in Holly Springs too. That regardless where you are, there's going to be a shopping center close by to you. So one of the things that I really like is that these are not like food chains or they're all local shops, man. From cocktails, coffee places, foods, dining, everything, man. So there's this little micro areas close by every neighborhood, man.
And they're popping up left and right throughout Holly Springs, making it even more convenient. And now you're not just dealing with chains like you see more on the town center. I mean, you're right. Every single one of these businesses are unique. You can't find anything like them anywhere else in Raleigh. So you got to come here.
Yes.
Now, the area that we're heading to that has all the new construction right now in Holly Springs is on the very southwest border of Holly Springs, which sounds like it's far out, but the truth is we're only about 5 minutes away from 12 Oaks, jobs, shopping. So when we say you lose kind of that quick access, we're kind of lying. I mean, everything is so close here in Holly Springs.
That's the beauty of it, Ben.
But this is where Holly Springs is going to border up against New Hill, which is kind of like an outer rim city. And this is really that next kind of place that's kind of blowing up and will look completely different over the next decade. And we're going to be walking you inside of 2 new construction homes that you could actually go under contract on today and secure one of those really good incentives that you were talking about on a brand new home. Now you can see they are still under development, actively building here, which is the whole point of coming out here.
Exactly.
It's because they still have lots that you can build ground up. They've got amenities with your pool center, and they've got a lot of ranch homes, which we weren't seeing a ton of those in 12 Oaks, admittedly. We've seen the west and the north, but what we have not seen is South Holly Springs.
Yes.
But here in the south side, I think there is one obvious con that people kind of have to think about, and that would be commutes, right?
Yeah, that would be commute times. And the only good thing, Ben, is that you don't need to move around Holly Springs or go to other cities, honestly. I mean, if you do have to catch a plane, and I hope you don't do that every day, and if you do, well, you have to do it. But that would be like a 40-minute drive to the airport from the south side of Holly Springs. But other than that, you got your shoppings, you got your schools, you got your workplaces. You don't have to leave.
And the thing is, you're not completely abandoned on this south side. And as they build more new construction, we're going to see new developments like the shopping center that we saw earlier start to pop up over on this south side. And you've already got a decent amount of shopping. You've got a hospital just down the road that we just drove by.
That's super important.
And for reference, we're only going to be about 10 minutes away from 12 Oaks, the Fuji Film Center, and everything else that we've already looked at. So in all reality, it's not that bad of a drive.
It's not that bad of a drive, man. We're moving from the north to the south, and you're talking about 10, 15 minutes at most.
That's Holly Springs.
That's Holly Springs, man. I love it.
We've got a huge shopping center in here on the south side. Now, it doesn't have as much as you have at the heart of Holly Springs, but I'm talking about Harris Teeter for grocery shopping. We've got pizza spots.
One of the cool things is that you have a different kind of variety, man. You got from martial arts, so you can do some martial arts.
Little kung fu.
And then you can go to the spa nails, get some a little bit treatment.
Is this a nightly routine for you, Ricardo?
Then you hit the Harris Teeter Benjamin.
Benjamin.
And I mean, it is very nice to have this shopping center nearby neighborhoods. Again, I don't want to stress it out, but hey, everywhere you are in Holly Springs, you're going to have a shopping center or something about it nearby, man.
And you know what's something really nice about this Southside, and you can actually see it, we've got an entire UNC healthcare hospital built into South Holly Springs.
Yes. And that is one of the top reasons a lot of people choose where to live. You want to have healthcare nearby. And I mean, now you have the big one here in Holly Springs, man.
And most people aren't expecting to be using it on a daily basis.
Of course.
I hope not for your sake. But the fact that is, you have an emergency, you're giving birth, something happens, right?
Yes.
You are 5 minutes away from a massive, highly rated healthcare system. And Raleigh is known for having really strong healthcare, thanks to Duke University, thanks to, you know, a lot of the colleges that we have here, and being known as a leader in the industry of pharma.
Yes.
And we actually have had people specifically move here for the healthcare. Most people, that is a factor that they're thinking about, not necessarily the factor, but super nice to have. And even better, right up ahead, we're about to pass not only another top-rated public school, that's going to be Holly Grove Elementary, but also one of the top private schools too throughout the triangle, that is Primrose.
That's talking about Primrose. And that's the great thing about Holly Springs, is that you have top-rated schools everywhere, man.
Yeah, you literally can't run away from them.
You can't.
They're on every corner. And again, some of the most sought-off, desirable schools are over here in Holly Springs. That's one reason why people are moving to Cary and Apex all the time, is for the schools. And that has carried on into Holly Springs.
Yes. And that is a good problem to have, right?
It is a good problem to have. And you can tell when driving out here, it's super cute and it's scenic. There's some farms going on. It is a lot more rural the moment you enter into kind of South Holly Springs than it was anywhere else in Holly Springs that we've seen.
But it feels like a very nice kind of rural.
It does. And I've had a lot of families that have called off the channel and they've relocated to some of these South Holly Spring neighborhoods and they've absolutely loved it. Living here with the amenities and having just everything at your feet, but not having to pay crazy prices.
That's all. Yeah.
Because down here, you know, you can find a lot of established neighborhoods like Holly Glen, for example, where resale is in the 400s, extremely affordably priced for our area.
And very established neighborhoods. And again, even though you're far out, you're still inside, man.
That's exactly right. Now, the neighborhood that we are pulling into, it has brand new construction. In fact, you can see down the road here, they are actively building houses right now that are for sale. You can buy the land and build ground up, or you can buy a move-in ready house that is ready. Wow!
Whoa.
Or you can buy a move-in ready house that is ready to go today. All right, we have made it. This is the best new construction community that is being built right now. We got homes here, massive homes actually,
super massive,
large lots. And the best part is they're gonna be building houses here for quite some time.
So I'm excited to show this houses, go inside, and let's get it going, man.
I mean, I'm just blown away by how much land there is out here. They're going to be building for years. And this is one of the only new construction communities that you can really find in this price range right now in Holly Springs. We'll talk more about the prices and kind of the incentives that they're throwing out, but I would just love to walk one of these houses.
Yes, let's do it.
And really see what it would look like inside of a new home in Holly Springs.
All right, I'll see you inside.
All right. So behind me is their model home. It comes with a Spanish realtor, Ricardo, up there.
Hey, Benjamin.
This is the largest house that they have. We actually previewed it at the beginning of the video. 6 bedrooms, if you can believe it or not. It is a massive home. We got to check this out. Ricardo, you gonna give us the inside scoop?
Benjamin, yes, but at first, look at this front porch, man. I love it. I always appreciate a front porch in a house. You can sit, watch your neighbors, you know, communicate, be with people.
It's actually a very quiet neighborhood. There's gonna be a lot of families moving in here over the next few years, but I just love how peaceful it is out here.
Yes. All right, you ready to go in?
I'm ready to go in.
All right. There is a special treat for you.
Oh, yeah?
It's in the backyard. Okay. So, yay. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to my home, man.
Wow. I really love this. Okay, so we got some rooms over here. We'll check that out in a bit. But look at that dining room. I love it.
So we're in an open floor concept. But what's interesting is that this pillar right here sort of makes your dining area That's pretty nice.
It's like its own room, but you can still see into everything else.
Exactly. So you know which place goes where, and you still have some windows to the outside. Very massive, man. A lot of natural light coming in. And now let's move on to where the magic happens. And honestly, man, this makes me hungry just seeing the kitchen. But look how beautiful this is, man.
It is gorgeous. I'm just looking at the amount of countertop space between the island.
All around.
Not to mention you got a whole other section over there for like a little coffee station or something.
That is very much needed. And we've been noticing that this is a thing now in the new construction. Don't take it away, please, because we love coffee stations. And then we go into our gas range, man. Gas all the way. You got your vents. You got your high cabinets.
They are high cabinets.
And I'm not a tall person, but hey,
there you go.
I can reach.
It's a massive kitchen. And what's crazy is the amount of space between your kitchen and where your dining could be. Not to mention, we've got dining over there. So this huge space right here. I mean, what do you even do with it? It's so much space.
I don't know. And this would be like your casual dining, like your everyday dining. When you have people over, your family, you sit here, and that area right there is like you're fancy, you're elegant for when the queen comes, basically.
There you go. I mean, hey, I might even be just chilling up here with the bar stools at the nice island during the day.
And you were talking about space, Ben, and you look at all this space.
I know, you're going to have to start getting creative with how you want to use this space because there's just so much. And I'm starting to see behind you what you were talking about out in the backyard. But let's look at the living room
let's
first.
Look at this. Because it's all about space in this house. Now look on how massive this is. This will be your living room area. You got your gas fireplace. You got plenty of room to set up a big screen TV. Look at both sides.
I know, you got room for storage. And I'm looking at the 4 windows, which by the way, we're starting to see builders get a lot better than they used to be at putting a bunch of light in. So you've got windows on the whole wall. Giant space for a L-shaped sectional. I mean, hey, you could get one of those giant U-shapes in here and it would still feel large.
You still got enough space with this massive couch, massive table. You can still put another table or whatever you want.
This is the house for a big family and a family who likes to entertain, have guests over, relatives, that kind of stuff.
So Ben, can I learn about the prices or what?
So we're going to talk about that at the end of the tour and the rate incentives that they have going on. So you guys stay tuned for that.
Okay, now let me show you what I told you about, that treat.
I know, I'm excited for this.
Don't look.
Oh, no peeking?
All right. Woo. So first off, really love having screen porches, man.
I know.
That's what it's about.
This is a pretty large one to begin with, but what's behind the screen and porch is what really is exciting me on this one.
Honestly. So in the last couple months that we've been touring, let me get this open.
Oh no, he can't figure out how to open a door.
We have not seen one of these, man.
No, this is something we don't see very often. And what this means is you've got your grilling station out here and your sun tanning, okay?
Yeah.
And not for me, maybe for you. And then of course we've got our, hey, it's, there's a lot of mosquitoes out and we don't want to be rained on inside of there.
All right, so imagine this. You have your grill set up here, right?
Okay, I can see it.
You have your cooler right here.
Okay.
So you're grilling, you're having your soft drinks, your beer. Then you have like your beach chair.
Wow, you got it all planned out. Are you moving in?
Just like, dude,
I think he's moving in.
I'm moving in. And not to mention the size of the lot.
This is actually one of their smaller lots, to be clear.
Look at that.
We've seen other homes in the neighborhood, like that one over there. They actually have a pretty good sized backyard. And that's why you come to the Southside. You get a lot more space and new construction.
Yes. And you were, dude, look at this. They even set up another little slab right here.
I love this.
Yes.
Definitely up there in terms of backyards that we've seen from builders.
Up there. I really love it. So are you happy?
I'm happy.
You're happy? All right. Okay, so when you were walking in, you were like, hey, there's some rooms behind, but I'll show you later. You remember that later?
Man, this place is so big, I forgot about it.
All right. So what would make this house even better?
I would love to see a bedroom on the first floor, kind of like that one right behind you.
All right, you gave up the surprise. Come over here.
Sorry.
All right, so first floor bedroom.
Love it.
Always, man, you have family coming over, you have guests.
Man, and have you noticed just how tall these windows are? Like the amount of natural light coming in is so nice.
Yes, I love it. And hey, Ben, you can open it up. You can take out its screen. They can just like hop outside real quick.
You make a quick escape. Maybe don't let your teenager stay in this room.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And of course, a closet, and look how big this closet is, man. You can play hide and seek. Bum, bum, bum. Benjamin.
All right, so let's go check out the rest of the house.
And there's one more thing that I really loved about this section is that right off that guest bedroom, you have a guest bathroom, full bathroom, man.
Check this out. We got tiled in showers,
Yes.
tiled floor.
Love it.
This is really convenient because not only can, grandma or the in-laws or the guests use it, but also everyone when you enter the house.
Yes.
Full bath.
If they're too stinky, you can just throw them in the shower real quick.
Oh my goodness. Now, you know what's crazy about this?
Yeah.
We've already walked so much and we haven't even seen the upstairs yet.
Oh, and there's so much to see upstairs, man.
I know.
We've seen a lot in this first floor, outside, in the front. I'm excited about upstairs. Can you take us?
I can. Here.
All right, let me take over, Ben.
Okay. All right. Before we go upstairs, don't forget that we help people just like you every single day relocate to the Triangle here in North Carolina. If that is you, then make sure you call that number at the bottom of the screen. You can scan that QR code or click the link in the description and set up an intro call with our team. Okay, now come with me. Keep coming. Got all these stairs to go up, and we've got our second floor
Man.
opening up into a giant loft. And I expected
Lofts.
nothing less because this is a massive house.
Sit.
And I've been very impressed so far. And this definitely did not leave me hanging because a few things. Okay. First of all, you know what that sound is?
Love it.
That means no carpet.
No carpet.
That's a
man.
win. No
Yes.
carpet on the stairs, no carpet upstairs. Also, this is like almost the same section.
That's what I was thinking. Yes.
Right?
Now
We can still get a huge TV.
Ooh.
We still got light coming in. This is like a whole second living room.
All right. So this for the
Pretty cool.
homies.
Yep. Now, this section over here, no cheating,
Ah.
is going to be the master. We'll see that at
Okay.
the end. Okay. So why don't you actually turn around
Flip.
with me?
Okay.
We'll go into the first bedroom up here. And got a few surprises for you. First of all, turn that corner and check out that closet.
Whoa.
I know. It
Look
is
at this, Ben.
massive in here. Let me get the light on so you can actually see. I mean, seriously,
super big.
It is huge in
Yes. Like
here. I'm like finding your way out.
way.
And we got a good amount of space for the bed. We've got 2 windows, which is a must. I hate when we see one window in a bedroom. I think that's sad.
We love windows.
Yeah, we do. Now, you've got your full ensuite bathroom, which is also amazing.
Okay.
And what's really interesting is not only is it a full bath, it's a spacious bath.
It is.
I can just barely touch the walls. It is super wide in here. You've got a whole window.
Oh, that's a nice
Kind of
window.
a nice view, right? So like, this is a nice shower.
Yeah, that's a nice shot.
Now down the hall, we've got 2 more rooms, okay?
Okay, I'm
so
like this.
we've got room number 2 upstairs.
Wow.
Again, decent size, right?
Decent size.
I
More
mean,
than
they've got
decent.
2 of these in here, but you could get a
Yeah.
queen in here. Heck, you could get a king and another walk-in closet.
Great.
So much space. I love it. We do have the 1 window, so
Ah, man.
I don't know how I feel about that, but now we have a little bit smaller room. This is obviously set up as a nursery, but
made it
this is
smaller.
still, youngest child,
Okay.
office. I mean, you got so many rooms.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you got like 7 kids, you're gonna have plenty of rooms for everything. I think you'll be very happy. And every room has a closet.
Man, I appreciate this.
Even though it's
and,
the smallest,
and a small window.
we got a window, so it's
Yeah.
nice and bright in here. I don't even have the lights on.
You got to vent your clothes.
There you go. Now, these 2 bedrooms are going to share this full bath. And again, we talked about the other bathroom being spacious.
Whoa, I saw something very
Check
nice.
this out. Double sink vanity
man.
with a lot of space. This is what we see at
Yes,
Masters, right?
exactly.
Now, we don't have a throne room, but we do have a lot of space in
We got
here.
throne space.
Yep. And of course, full shower in here as well.
Okay.
So,
I mean, it works.
pretty nice full bath.
So, Ben, now it's time to see the master bedroom.
It is almost.
Almost.
So before you go into the master bedroom,
Okay.
we actually have our laundry room right here.
Oh, look at this. Super spacious, man. Get
Super
yourself
spacious.
a little washy area, do
Boom,
your
boom,
thing.
boom. You got
Bum, bum.
all the storage already built in for you. And you're not
Awesome.
crammed in here. Like, you could actually do some folding and whatnot.
You can.
Here. I like this versus just like throwing it in a closet or
Yeah.
something, which we've seen done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you ready for the master bedroom?
Am I ready, Benjamin?
I mean, this is the most important part of the house other than maybe the kitchen. So let's check it out.
Let's do it.
Okay. Holy crap.
Man,
Are you
this
seeing
is
this?
Spacious.
Okay, you stay there.
Wow.
I mean, can you even see me on camera anymore? I'm so far away.
You're like a little human.
This, well, that's just rude. This is one of the biggest masters that we've seen on the channel.
It is
And it's crazy because we've
massive.
gone in much higher price points and not seen masters this big.
Because that bed is a full king size bed.
That is a king size bed, and it looks like a little
Looks like
ant size bed in here. The amount of space, I mean,
Man.
this has been the theme for this whole
Yes.
house. I mean, we got windows everywhere. We got great views. And I mean, seriously, you're going to have to start going to Target and all the shopping centers that we already looked at just to try to fill this place up with stuff.
That is right.
I mean, that's the American way, right? And you got so much space. Now, I just caught a little glimpse of what is in that bathroom. It's nice.
It's nice.
And I'd expect nothing less. This house
I'm getting a
amazing.
little preview right there.
Are you? Well,
yeah, a little bit.
And then come inside.
But, let's see.
Welcome to his, right? You can tell it's his because
I like his.
Nice little black soaps and everything. Lots of storage.
Okay.
Lots of space.
It's good.
Welcome to hers.
Wow. This is, is this big or better?
So we've got a his and hers vanity.
So no one's going to be like, you spilled toothpaste, you messed up the mirror.
And hey, I don't have any room left because you've taken it all, right?
Exactly.
Now you have everything you need on your own end. And what's really cool about that, especially as a guy whose wife takes up every inch of the countertop, I want my own space. And the design on this is like super interesting. Between your vanities, you actually walk into a walk-in closet, and it's not small. Back up. Keep backing up. Don't hit your head.
I'm not hitting you.
It's a pretty wide closet.
Okay, now I hit my head.
You hit your head. You got lots of room for storage in here. I mean,
love
this is huge, right?
Yeah, like that design is very interesting. I love it.
And I got something interesting for you.
What you got?
Well,
I'm seeing something that I like from here.
Come here. Look at this.
Oh, we got another one.
We've got another closet, and this one is arguably a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Back up, back up,
here.
back
Let's
up.
see. Let's see.
Look at this. It's definitely wider.
Okay, now I hit my head
again. Ricardo, you never learn. Wide closet.
Super
Super
wide.
wide. My gosh.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
the point is, we don't see dual closets very often. We definitely don't see separated dual vanities very often. And I mean, they just keep throwing stuff at us because we also don't see a large walk-in shower,
man,
like this.
The shower
and the tub.
Whoa.
Tub, large window,
Man.
all the light you could ask for.
Talk about relaxation.
So you've got, I mean, literally this bathroom has more in it than we've seen on like the last few builds combined. And when we talk about the prices, you're going to be pretty impressed considering all you're getting for it.
I think we're topping $1 million for sure.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, but it's not going to be $1 million. I can tell you that now.
Okay, a little spoiler.
You ready to talk about the prices?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
All right.
Now check this out. We were in the model, which was a massive 2-story, right?
Yeah, beautiful.
Look behind you.
Ah,
I know.
is that a 3-story?
3-story, that whole row, because of the slope of the hills, they've got 3-story homes in here. I mean, do you even want to know how much square footage is inside of those homes? Because we had about 3,300 in what we toured with 2 stories.
Man.
We're looking at 4,000 plus square footage homes right here.
Oh my God. And Ben, you got a full walkout basement, man. That could be a studio apartment. You can rent it out and get a little bit more money. Or no, you can just give it to your favorite child.
Yep. And we talked about earlier when we drove up just how many lots there are out here. They're going to be building for some time. But I think the most interesting thing we can do is compare this against what we've seen in the established and then the newer neighborhoods that we went inside of. So the model that we walked inside of, what is the price of that home?
Okay, so if we're thinking about price of that home we just saw based on location, based on how it looked inside, how big it was, all those features that we absolutely loved.
And don't even get me started on the fact that new construction, this is one of the very few communities in Holly Springs, and it gets even more limited in Apex and in Cary. So that actually typically drives up the home prices of new construction. I think these feel like $800,000 homes, which I mean, ain't cheap. That ain't cheap.
But Ben, you're in for a big surprise.
All right,
and I know you already know it, but you don't.
I'll pretend I'm surprised. All right.
So the price would be $700,000, man.
Wow, and that is all out the door. That is after all the bells and whistles that we saw in there. And the crazy part about that is about the median home price in a lot of Holly Springs and in like 12 Oaks, Sunset Ridge, all the places that we went into that are nice, but they're not brand new. And what that means is they don't have the rate incentives that this builder is throwing out. What is that?
And that is a big one, Ben. This incentive right here will move that monthly payment way down, and we're going to compare that. But the incentive they currently have running, it's a 3.5 interest rate for 5 years, man.
Yes.
So 5 years, you're saving money every year.
Oh my goodness.
And substantially.
That is like half of what the current rates are right now. The downside, of course, being it's 5-year fixed, and then you really do need to either refinance or accept the fact that your rate will start to adjust within incremental amounts depending on where the market rates are. That's a whole other conversation. But you're talking about cutting your mortgage payment by a significant amount.
Yes.
What are the numbers?
All right, so if we go into numbers, and let's take 700,000 purchase price, and we're gonna run it with a 6.5 interest rate. That's a normal rate today. And we're gonna put a 20% down. We're gonna take into account the HOA that is 154.
Okay.
Property taxes, 595. Homeowners insurance, 115. Principal and interest, 3,500. This brings you to a total, including HOA, of $4,400, man.
Okay, $4,400. What is my payment after that rate incentive? I imagine it's a lot lower.
It's a lot lower. That would bring you down to $3,400.
So I'm saving $1,100 a month
Yes.
on a massive, massive home.
Yeah.
And we're still literally within 10 minutes of everything that we've featured in this video.
Yes. So basically, in a year, you're saving $12,000.
Jeez, over 5 years, you're saving, 60 grand?
Ooh,
What
man.
would you do with 60 grand, Ricardo? If you had 60 grand in your pocket right now, what would you do?
I would go buy Tesla stock.
That's a good
That's
answer.
a good answer.
That's a good answer.
Or I would just go to Key West and enjoy it real quick.
Not as good of an answer, but I understand. Maybe make a little trip to Disney or something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so after everything that we've seen, here's the big question that I have watching this video. Who the heck is Holly Springs for, right?
Yes. And the answer for me, Ben, it's super simple, super straightforward.
Okay.
And that is families. If you're relocating to Raleigh and you're looking at which suburb do I choose, I would put Holly Springs top of the list. You have everything you need from top-rated schools, shopping, established neighborhoods. You even got new construction homes, and everything is in very short distances.
Oh my
man.
goodness. Talk about dropping the kids off at school, grabbing Starbucks and going to work and then hitting a park afterwards for, little soccer, little soccer basketball. I have absolutely loved this driving tour of Holly Springs, probably more than any of the driving tours that we've done, because one, like you said, it takes a few minutes to get in between areas, so it feels like everything's super connected.
Yes.
Two, that was some of the nicest new construction that we've seen here on the channel for
Honestly.
the price, and I did not expect it to be that good or that massive for being in Holly Springs, because the truth is, Holly Springs isn't that rural, cheap, small town that it once was. Now that people are kind of moving out of Cary, they're passing over Apex, and they're starting to look for that next spot, I really think that Holly Springs is that.
And Ben, it's not even people thinking about or relocating to Holly Springs. It's big companies that are moving in here.
Yes. Yeah, that is definitely the biggest signal, in my opinion, that Holly Springs is on the up and up. And you can see it. There's already so many people who are calling Holly Springs home. And honestly, we've given you a lot of good reasons why you might be the very next person to do that. But whether Holly Springs is the right place for you or it's somewhere else here in the Triangle, we work every single day with people just like you to help you make that right decision for you and your family. So when you're ready, reach out to the number at the bottom of the screen, scan that QR code, or just click that link in the description and set up a time to chat with our team. In the meantime, if you want to learn more about the different areas that make up Raleigh, then watch this video next and we'll see you there.